Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything. This is Katrina. And if this is the first time you're seeing me, I love what I do. I help ambitious working moms make life changing money online. I'm based here in Toronto and I'm a boy mom of three. And today we'll be addressing this question. My husband is so skeptical about this whole thing. Coach Katrina, how did you convince your husband? Are you guys liking my new setup here? I'm just testing out things. I'm just using a virtual background, but we do have I do have our family photo over here, and I'm putting the question over here. Just being a little creative to spice things up. If you're tuning in live or in a replay, comment live and where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching this on a replay, comment replay and where you're tuning in from as well. So we know how global we are. By the way, in this Ask Me Anything, I'm doing this every now and then, now more often because I'm in this 90-day Go Live journey. In this Ask Me Anything episodes, this is actually your opportunity to connect with me, ask me questions. Here we get to talk about life, business, and everything in between, how it works. You can ask your questions in the comment section live, or you can DM me if you're feeling a little shy about it. That's okay. I'll do my best to address them. And also, I'm currently doing my 90-day Go Live journey. Today is day 26th. Woo! Oh my gosh. Look at that. I think the longest I've done was 30 days back in December of last year. And now after a year, I'm doing it again. But now it's going to be longer. And this is actually day 26 already. Each day, you'll get a front row seat to the real, unfiltered moments of my business and life. We'll share the wins, the challenges, and everything in between. There you go. So that's what it's all about. Let's address this question. So I have this incoming business partner mom, and she truly believes in the potential of the business. She also wanted to earn a little extra for her family and to have more time with them. I think that is the most common umbrella reason why people are looking for something a little like side hustle at the beginning and eventually, making this full time if that's also your goal. And this is our question. Do you guys like this? I have this little question here. I usually put it just, it's either like this or as a ticker like this. I'm using a paid version of StreamYard and I'm loving it. There you have it if you guys are wondering. But now I want to spice things up a bit. So I put it over here. I just did this on Canva and I save it as a PNG with a transparent background. So you guys can see the, you guys like this. So yeah, so she's asking, Coach K, that's her actual message actually. Coach K, my husband is so skeptical about this whole thing, and she said I have a good feeling about this, but he's feeling otherwise. How did you convince your husband? Because I've seen in your videos, I've watched, and I've also read that your husband used to be very skeptical as well. And so, by the way, stay tuned because we have three power couples who will be sharing some tips and strategies as well, how they're able to convert their skeptical spouse to believe in the business as well. Okay. So, if you have a skeptical spouse or partner or family member, and you're here in the business, or you're somebody who's just starting to explore, and then you have skeptical family members, comment letter S in the comment section so we can share, so I know where you guys are standing in right now, and we can resonate. I know if you resonate with this situation, I hope you find value on tonight's episode. Okay, so stay tuned. We have three power couples who will be sharing to our text, and then there's a video that I'll be sharing with you. Okay, so in when I found the business in 2019 April. Oh, sorry. That was January of 2019. I started April. Um, so sorry, just a little backtrack. December of 2018, I was feeling so anxious because in 2 months I'll be going on my maternity leave, because I was 7 months pregnant in December 2018. I'll be giving birth to Feb. And then I was feeling so anxious because I know, of course, my income, like my full income, would be cut into half. Although I'll be receiving employment insurance from the government of Canada. It's part of also of the benefits that we deductions that we pay, so we can get it while we're in between jobs or maternity leave, parental leave. That means I'll be getting 55% of whatever salary I was getting. So for me, technically back then, that was just about 1,000 a month. And we're a growing family of five, and my husband was a full-time student back then. So needless to say, things were really tight. Okay. And so after, praying to God, like, Lord, show me something. I'm really so anxious. I'm scared of what the future holds, especially like the next year of our lives as a growing family of five. And then I saw a video on my news feed, a couple, and you'll be hearing from them because one of them was skeptical as well. Well, when they were beginning, you'll be hearing from them also in this episode. So watch out for that. Wait for that. So I saw their video. They're talking about faith, ministry, and how they're able to make something on the side on top of their good paying job. Like one of them works as a manager of a cleaning company, and the other one works with the city of Calgary in the finance sector. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And they look trustworthy because, they're talking about faith. We have the same faith as well, and the rest is history. Okay, but so that was January of 2019 when I first saw their video. But things are, I know, busy on my end. I was about to give birth, but I started doing my due diligence and asking them questions and really diving deep. I watched the free info session, and I told myself I'll just give birth and I totally will go back here. That span of time from the time I saw their ad on my newsfeed on Facebook until the time that I really took the next step, which is March, exactly like a few days after a month of giving birth, I I actually followed through, and I followed my what I told myself that I'll be pursuing the next step, which I totally did. That's why I'm here. And when I first saw the webinar and I got into the next steps, so exploring it, and I told my husband, and he saw what I was doing, what I was watching. He was, yes, he was skeptical, and I think that's a very normal reaction for a lot of people. So if you yourself, if you're skeptical, not just your spouse, that's okay. That means you're actually going out of your comfort zone, and also this is not something that you do every day. This is not like a typical, when I grow up, I want to be a social media marketer kind of thing, right? The things have evolved, especially the past few years. So definitely, this is something new still for a lot of us, even though I've been here for a while, still relatively new for a lot of people. And because of like past lame decisions that I did, like financial decisions, which I did not consult my husband before. So that's why he has this wall already. Like, okay, you have to be extra careful, especially when it comes to online. It may not be legitimate, or it might be a scam, or people might just be luring you into like a really bloated results. So you join and you hop in. So I totally understand where he's coming from. And of course, a huge part of that is his trying to protect me and our household, in general. And that is, I think, a perfectly normal thing to do, especially for spouses. And but of course, deep inside, I felt unsupported. I felt, and I just gave birth. So, the postpartum hormones, I felt like, oh my gosh, the the person who I was hoping to get support from is totally not supporting me. So it was like heartbreaking for me to do that. But I know deep inside, there's a nudge. When they say your gut feel is telling you something, usually, I think for me, at least, it's usually the correct one. If you're feeling bad about something, then don't pursue it. If you're feeling something is nudging you to move forward, take that as a sign. And I really prayed hard about it. I was like, Lord, I prayed like in December, like a few months, yeah, December of 2018, when I prayed, like, Lord, show me something. I know the hardest, it seems so easy, but it's actually hard in a sense that I know for me to have a different result, I needed to do something different. But here I am expecting like a different outcome, but I kept doing the same things over and over again in terms of, going to the cycle every day. I'm working at my corporate, and then just getting almost just the basic income back then, basic hourly rate, and that I'm hoping and praying that things will just blow up instantly if I'm and here I am, I'm not doing anything drastically different. And so when I asked God for like Lord, show me something different. That was my exact prayer. Show me something different that what can help my family. And so after a few weeks, he showed me the ad, and the it was I really felt that was the answered prayer, because at that moment I was reading this book from by Dave Ramsey. It's a Total Money Makeover. And then here are my coaches and mentors. Eventually, they became my mentors and coaches. I saw their ad, and then there's a bookshelf behind them, and there are like tons of books, self help, personal development books, and I'm into those books. And one of the books, I actually recently saw it again, that video. It's actually not the exact same book, but the exact same author. So I was reading Dave Ramsey's, the author was Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover. And on their shelf, it's actually Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. And I was like, what? Like, I was mind blown. Like, who on earth would actually be reading that exact same book? And here they are. So I was like, oh my gosh, Lord, is this a sign? It's as clear as day. And I was just actually borrowing that book from the library because, I don't have extra to buy books myself. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. And I didn't even finish the whole video. I click on their profile, and then I snoop on them, and then I went back to the video, and I think it's a 3-4 minute video ad that they have. So it's crazy. So a huge part of me is actually excited and curious, like, how is this even possible? But of course, along that is I was also I myself have a little dose of skepticism, not as much as my husband's, but deep inside me, I was questioning, like, oh my gosh, is this even possible? Because they showed other people's testimonial stories, how other parents are making it work despite having their corporate jobs. They are making this on the side, but it's actually making more than their regular corporate jobs. And a lot of them have purchased their dream homes, paying off their mortgages, paying off debts, and also traveling more, having more time for the kids, being more present with them, picking them up from school, sending them to school, playing with them in the playground. I was like, oh my gosh. And, giving more to their church and ministry, and giving more to their parents, especially the sandwich generations like me. It's like, oh my gosh, I like those things too. These are the exact same dreams that I have, and I totally resonated with that. Plus the fact that we have the same faith. So that's what attraction marketing is on the side. Okay. Um, and so being skeptical is actually a good thing. It's a sign of being smart, because you are basically acting on self-preservation. That means that's the initial instinct of our first selves, like, okay, I'm not going to do this because it looks dangerous, it's out of our comfort zone, because comfort zone is cozy, it's warm, let's stay here. Right? And so whenever our minds sense danger, it will put up this barrier like, oops, warning, warning, this big flashing sign that, hey, hang on, hold your hold up, and let's see, proceed with caution, right? So that's perfectly normal. um so what did I do? The answer, before I do that, let me see here. Hey, oh my gosh, why am I just seeing Facebook user? Sorry guys, I'm not seeing your name, but let's see if I can see your names here on my account itself. Hang on, let me see. Hang on. Okay. Oh, okay. The first one I think is Jocelyn Paula watching from Toronto. Hello, hello. I don't know why it's showing just Facebook user here. I think I need to reconnect my account. And Wells, hello, hello. This is Wells. Hello, Coach Katrina. Oh no, this is different. This is Wells. There you go. Hi, Wells. Hello, Coach Katrina. Same was true for my wife. She was initially skeptical about the business. However, after the Eagles retreat in Mexico, she became 100% on board. She's now my number one supporter and partner, and it has made a huge difference. Awesome. That is so good. Wells, right? And also, let's see here. Marisa, hello, hello, watching from Sweden. Let's switch to my other page so I can see. I want to acknowledge you guys because you're taking the time to listen to me. Okay, the other one is uh it's Christina. This is Christina Concepcion Cullen. Oh, like Casey Concepcion. Hello, Coach Katrina, watching from Northern Ontario. Awesome, awesome. And this is actually Roxana watching from USA, Florida, USA. There you have it. Awesome, awesome. And another one here. Sorry, guys. For some reason, it's saying Facebook user. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay. And so for me personally, what I'm not a very confrontational person. Whenever my husband and I disagree on some things, I would just be quiet for at least 3 business days. And my husband hates it. And he is the one, like, he's very level headed, he's very calm. Whenever he gets angry at something, he would just stay quiet, maybe for a day, but at the end of the day, he would want us to talk about it, like, with leveled emotions already. He wants to talk it out and see how we can progress from there. I don't like that. Like, let me wallow a bit. I'm the more emotional one, and he doesn't like that. But we're always a work in progress. I think his way is, actually the better way. Talking about it. So because I tend to be very emotional, so when he was skeptical, I really took it very personally. Like, oh my gosh, and the hormones and all, and my mother-in-law was actually here to help take care of the little one back then. And then so I cannot really like show my emotions, and we cannot really discuss things because she's there, and we're just living in a 1 bedroom apartment with the 3 boys already. So it was really very challenging stage. And what I realized is the more I try to convince him, like, this is good. This is what people are actually, earning. This is what they're able to do because of the business. The more I do that, so this is my personal story. It could be different from you, especially if you're already here in the business. For him, so the more I tried to convince and push the business to him, the more he repelled. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is not working. I don't know how, but I when I set my mind into something, I really go for it. So I know deep inside I'm gonna stop. Like I will decide for myself. It could be like a pro and a con at the same time, but and he knows that. Like, I'm very um how do you call that in English? I'm very firm when it comes to my decisions. When I really like something, I'll just go for it. it can be bad at times because sometimes my I'm not thinking clear, but I just know what I want and I'll go for it. But this one, I prayed about it and I really have a really good feeling about it. So what I did personally is I just worked silently because I know eventually the results will speak for itself. And I want to show him that. Part of me is kind of wanting to prove him wrong in a way, but it's more of I know deep inside me this is gonna work for me as well. And I'm gonna make it work. And I'm not giving back then I'm telling myself, I'm not giving myself any option but to make this work. So when you have that mindset that whatever happens, this is gonna work. It's gonna work. It's just a matter of time. The very first thing that you need to do is you have to decide that you're gonna make this work, regardless of the outside circumstances. Whoever is skeptical, whether your spouse, whether your relatives, and I have tons of business partners incoming as well that their motivation is really to prove them wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I felt that way too a bit. But more importantly, ask yourself, why are you doing this? What's your bigger why? What's your bigger vision? Not just to prove this person wrong, your spouse, your family member. Yeah, that could be a motivation too. But really dive deep. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you diving into something why are you diving into an unfamiliar territory? Why are you even, you know, diving into like showing your face, putting yourself out there like, oh my gosh, I'm not a celebrity, I'm a very private person. Why are you even dipping your toes on putting yourself out there to begin with if you don't have any uh, background when it comes to social media advertising or business? Why? Because at the end of the day, when the going gets tough, if your why is not big enough, it's just so easy to quit. And so I decided for myself, I'm going to make this work no matter what it takes. And I know it's just a matter of time. So that was my mindset, like right from the beginning. And this might like the things I need to do might look overwhelming at first because this is really not like something that I've done in the past, but I know baby steps every single day I would do something that will make me progress into the business, whether that's posting every day or having another like a photo, like uploading my profile photo, having a nice lighting on my photo, facing the light. Those little steps makes you feel good and that you're progressing into the business, right? So I just stayed quiet. This is how I coped. I'm not saying you do this, but I'm telling you how it went for me and my husband. So I just worked silently, and then I made sure I put myself in his situation. I put this quote of understanding, like, okay, I know where he's coming from because I committed like bad decisions in the past, and he loves me. He wants to protect me and our family, but I still push through. So and he knows, so he's just quiet about it. He was like, okay, I cannot do anything about it. And he knows me. When I want something, I'll go for it. So how that look like on a daily basis in that first few weeks is whatever my responsibilities are as a mom, I made sure everything is good. Like I put my son to sleep, and then we would talk about things other than the business, of course. I made sure the things are okay. And then when the boys are asleep, that's a time I would quietly be in a corner using our eldest son's free desktop computer from his computer class, and I would work my way out. I would switch from the desktop and the laptop that we brought from the Philippines, which is kind of slow actually, and then I would just work my way. I would work like from 10 p.m. to 1 in the morning, 2, 3 hours every night. You don't need to do it like that. We recommend doing at least an hour or two a day, pockets of your time. For me, that works because I want to focus, and that's my quiet time amidst the busyness of being a new mom for the third time. And then I would do it again the following day, consistently. And I was able to get set up in the span of 3 weeks in the business, meaning I was able to have my own website with the help of our funnel builder, and I was able to launch my very first campaign on Facebook. And then that was April of 2019, my official start in the business. April 2019. So that was, so I just consistently did it. And then the checks started coming in. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. At first, of course, it's just like 1,000. I think that was my biggest initial checks. And then they started coming in. And December of that year, so I started April 2019, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. What's that? 7, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months. 8 months. So December of 2019, I remember that was my very first five figures in the business. Wait, five figures, almost. It's 9,000 something, like 1 month pay. And I'm saying that right now for you guys to have an idea. 8 months into the business, that was my biggest pay. Like December, we had a very different Christmas that year. I was like, oh my gosh, this is working. And then I can sense that he is really, opening things up. And he is taking care of the little one when I'm on the laptop, things like that. But so he gradually basically turned around, but the 360-degree turn actually happened during the pandemic. So after my 1 year maternity leave, I went back to work. And while doing the business, yes, I still went back to work. And then I think so that was March. Just 1 week of going back to the office, the lockdown happened, and we were forced to work from home. And my husband, he was just starting his second career in with the school board back then. He graduated already the past year, and he was just starting to penetrate the workforce in his new career. And then all of a sudden, since there's no school, the school board stopped hiring. And you're like, a part of us is kind of, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What's going on, like in the whole world? And then on the other side, the business kept growing and growing, and it actually peaked because a lot of people are looking for something that they can do flexibly from home because at home. Like a lot of people got laid off, lost their jobs, unfortunately. So they turned online. What can we do? Like people are started selling stuff, baking stuff, cooking stuff, or what else? What can we do from home? And that's why we saw like a surge of people, like thousands of people joining our online community because they're wanting to earn extra from home flexibly. And that was really the also a momentous day for us, my husband and I, because um those initial weeks of being at home, like all locked down here in our old apartment, the checks started still coming in, and even growing and growing. More checks are coming in. And then his comment was, oh, it's a good thing you started that business on the side. I was just quiet. I just smiled. Oh, deep inside, I was like just poker face. But deep inside, I was rejoicing because I know for a fact that it was that moment already that he acknowledges, and he's been supporting me for a year, like months already, until the pandemic. But I know that was like the bonus comment that I was waiting from him all these months. And then from there, it just snowballed from there. And now I'm able to do these things. I'm able to travel with like just focus on the business for times while he takes care of the kids and the household. So yeah, that was like, okay, I know he has converted. So I just work silently. I wouldn't recommend that strategy. It's not very it's not very empowering, I guess, but that's personally how it worked for me. I would say what would really help is really communicating. Had I known earlier, like, if I've seen the earlier trainings about dealing with skepticism at home or creating harmony at home with your online business, is really communication. And because I feel like I'm not a very confrontational person, I tend to be emotional when we like talk like this, especially with my husband. Um, yeah, I would basically communicate more, tell them why you're doing this to begin with, like how you're wanting to help your family, how create a bigger vision for them, your spouses, your husbands or wives, and tell them why you are actually wanting to do this, and show them stories, show them the testimonials, stories that you both resonate with, or he or she can resonate with. In our online community, there's this online Facebook group as well. You can have him or her join and see, right? Not to really push the business, but come from an educational point of view, like this is what's pushing me, or this is what's motivating me to tap into this online business, because this is our goal for our family, and I think this is a good tool. So ask them to have an open mind and see, tell them that you don't need to agree, but I just want you to see this. I just want you to see what I'm seeing, so we're on the same page. It it doesn't mean that when you see this, it doesn't mean that you have to agree already. Just look what I'm seeing, and let you guys take it from there. I did try that, but he was closed about it initially, and that could also happen. But just try and see, communicate it with them, and I think that is the biggest factor. Maybe you've done something in the past that has failed. Maybe you've joined other online opportunities or offline opportunities before, and it didn't work, so your spouse might be coming from there. Tell them what will make this different and how you're gonna make it work this time. Show them like stories, because stories actually, it's a third party confirmation that something is working. Show them that yes, we do pay taxes here. Some people are also uploading their corporate documents, of course, just covering the private details there. Show the skeptical family members how it's making a difference for other people. So give them hope as well. But you don't expect them to like, okay, jump on board. Just come from that educational point of view that, okay, I'm just going to share this with you, and see see for yourself. If you think this is really not good, then you talk it out, right? And I am actually going to be sharing with you guys three power couples that I asked their advice, how they're able to turn skepticism in the household to a supporting and loving, harmonious, household. And I've asked them. This was like 2 3 years ago already, and I just resharing this here. Okay, hang on. So the first one is actually one of my inspirations when I was starting out, because my coaches and mentors tagged me on their stories of yeah, on her stories on our online community. And this is Maria. And I asked them, like, what can you tell um, the those couple, how are you able to turn things around when it comes to the skepticism in the household? And this is what she said: I love them anyway. Usually, the reason why we have skeptical spouses is because they want to protect us. They don't want us to be scammed. They might not realize all this business has to offer, but do your thing and love them anyway. They're coming from a place of love, absolutely. And when we see that, it becomes much easier for us to understand. Surround yourself with the right people. Surrounding yourself with right people that uplift and support you is so important, especially when you have a skeptical spouse. Hang on, let me just make this bigger. Um, that has a negative thing to say about everything that you're doing. Choose to follow those that have what you're looking for. So look for people, that you resonate with, and follow, what they did as well. You can guard your mind with negative thoughts, right? And even if you're living in the same household with those people, for example, apart from your spouse, you can actually compartmentalize, like, okay, negative out. If they go in, put them out, just shut them out. And work on your mindset, because that's really huge. And another power couple here is Dan and Michelle. They were able to purchase this beautiful. Oh, by the way, Maria here actually now homeschool her four children, and basically spend slow mornings, slow days with them. And I've actually just reconnected with her in Vancouver just last month. It was really beautiful, and it's surreal to, be rubbing elbows with her and with the other leaders in our community that I just look up to, like years ago. And Dan and Michelle here actually hit like a huge milestone in the business just 3 months in. And after, I believe, after just a year in the business, they were able to purchased this beautiful log home, and after just a year, they paid it off. This is not a vacation home. It looks like it, but this is actually their home, and they did a lot of renovations there. And it's actually Dan who was initially skeptical, and Michelle here used to work at the jewelry store in Canada, and she worked there for more than for 5 years. And after that, well, she on her fifth anniversary, she was asking for a raise, and then all she got was a $50 gift card. So it's like $10 per year. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm done with this. All these efforts, all these work. She's like the top one salesperson in the jewelry, in that jewelry business. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is all I'm worth? No. And then so she quit her job, and then she was looking for something extra. She saw this business, and because she doesn't have anything to do, she put all her efforts in, and the rest is history. And of course, that initially is like, okay, what are we doing? Not really like, supportive 100% at the beginning. But then this is their tip, to succeed in this business, as any endeavor, requires time, effort, and consistency. And what helps us is the grit to keep moving forward no matter what challenges we encounter. Focus, perseverance, determination, and faith that you can do it. And most of all, in the Lord will help to achieve your goals. As I always say, keep your eyes on the prize. There you have it. Isn't that beautiful? And last year, but definitely not the least,
Hi, Team K O'Malley. This is
so this is my mentors and coaches. So they sent me this video like years, like two, I think 2 or 3 years back, and I just got it again. So I got refreshed as well. So they're just calling my team like Team Keomali, but yeah. They're huge leaders in our community. So they're also Roxanne here, Coach Roxanne here, used to be very skeptical because they have like failed 24 businesses in the past. So she's like, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to focus on my corporate job. But let's see what happens and how they dealt with it.
uh, Dave and Roxanne. We just wanted to stop by very quickly. You guys you're so lucky. You're in such great hands with Katrina.
Yes.
So today we just wanted to, kind of share insights on this topic of having a skeptical spouse. Believe it or not, Roxanne was a skeptical one, right?
Yes. So at the beginning, I was very skeptical about it
Mm.
because of our previous experience. We
Mm.
failed in so many businesses before. So I was scared that it will be still the same. So I actually told David, I don't want to see it at all. I don't want to do anything about it. But what he did is he kept he kept asking me, like he's telling me that my opinion is, is important. He also showed me real people, normal everyday people, people that are older than us, people that doesn't speak much English. He's showing me couples that are getting results, and that really like led me to believe in the system.
So key number one is you need to be persistent in
Yeah.
your excitement when you're sharing,
Oh
which
yeah, he
is
was so excited.
and again, facts tell, stories sell. So it's the story. So a tip for you guys, if you have a spouse, add them into the dream team
Yes.
if they have a Facebook profile, because that alone, the stories there will help them, right? Now, tip number two, if you have a skeptical spouse, what's tip number two when it comes to the ad budget?
Yes. So when we started the business, he told me that we have this, we have a budget for the advertising, and I said okay, for that one. And so what we did is, as the business grow, he kept asking me to increase it. So at the beginning, I was so scared to increase our ad budget. So I was skeptical again, right? But what did you do?
So what I did is I talked about, really our dreams and our goals and our why. I said in the current situation we're in our finances, really, right? If our goal is to pay off our debts. If we do pay off our debts 2 years from now, what we're gonna have? We're still gonna have paid off debts. We'll be debt free, but we're gonna be working for someone, and our goal is to retire your parents. It's still not possible. So I went back to our whys because
Yeah.
we were working together as a couple, right? Just a long term goal. So go back to the why and just be really honest with your spouse. If we keep doing what we're doing, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, can we really reach our goals? I just said, you know what, you're right. If we don't do something else, so that's second thing, right?
Yeah, so that really, encouraged me to keep going, keep investing in the advertising, because he reminded me of our dreams.
And lastly is just love your spouse.
Yes.
Don't put her down, or don't just fight against her because she doesn't want to support you. Just love her.
I think what he did is he made me feel like I'm important, that my opinion matters, that, like he wants me to be on board. And he made me feel like if I'm not on it, then he's not on it too, right? He wants me to be 100% on this thing because we're together, we're working together as a team. So, love your spouse. That's basically, the tip that we're gonna share with you.
And always remember, you're in the same team.
Yes.
All right. See you guys. Hope that helps. God bless
God
everybody.
bless you. Bye.
Awesome. Isn't that amazing? I think my greatest takeaway there is remember that you are on the same team. You're not like opponents. You just need to communicate well and love on them. I love that. So if those tips plus my tips gave you value, if that's helpful for you, if you're experiencing the same situation, comment value and what's your one main takeaway from the things that you've just seen. So I hope that helps everybody. And of course, also pray that you both get enlightened with your situation wherever you are at in your journey here in the business, in this online business. And things will just get better eventually. And yeah, always communication is key. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope that helps. Again, comment value and your one great takeaway from the things that you've seen today. So I know that I'm providing you value. And if you're even curious on how you too can also get started earning a little extra on the side or maybe bigger, message me. Comment like starts and I can help you get started. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Marisa, hello, hello. Whoever this is, thank you. For some reason, it's showing Facebook user from Oregon, from the UK. Awesome. Mel, hello, hello. Marisa, you're welcome. From Oshawa, hello, Yanila. From Bermuda, hello, hello. Awesome. Remember, we are on the same team. Exactly. Right. Thank you so much, whoever you are. I'll catch up on my phone. Whoever commented this again, comment value and what's your one great takeaway from this. And I'll see you again Tomorrow, let me see here. I'll just put this back. Oops. Where is that? Where is that? I just want to show you guys this one, right? There you go. My little creativity kicked in today. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope that brings you value and enjoy the rest of the day. Again, comment value and what's your great takeaway so I can provide more things like this. All right. See you again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the weekend wherever you are. Okay. Bye for now.